Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be doing my Pickems for Valorant Champions for in 2022. This will also be in Turkey at Istanbul. So let's just get started. So this video I'll be only doing the group stages, and then later when it gets to the playoffs, I'll be also doing my Pickems for that as well. I'll be also releasing the power rankings video at some point. I'm probably going to do it with a friend of mine, but I'm still not too sure. And obviously, the teams video will be coming out soon as well. But obviously, like and subscribe, it would really help me. And you can also turn on notifications so you know when a video gets released. So let's officially now get started. We'll first start with Pickems versus Edward Gaming. Now, I do have some high hopes of Edward Gaming. I think they're going to do really well in this in Champions. Obviously, they are versing the team that went to the grand final and almost won the whole thing in Copenhagen, which is Pickems. And I think this match is going to be a banging match. They used to have as well, like seen from both of them, they have like very similar play styles. They both of them are like very similar. I mean, there's like Khan, Forsaken, there's Life, and there's Jing. So I mean, they're very similar in that perspective. But I do think Pickems is going to just edge it out. It'll be also very difficult, and I do think it's going to be an incredible match to watch because how little the teams know about Edward Gaming. I mean, just have a look at the East Asia LCQ. They legit obliterated everyone in that LCQ. But to be fair, all those teams were very midfield, mid-pack teams. So, but either way, I do think Pickems is going to win now when it gets Edward Gaming. Next up, Leviathan versus Team Liquid. Now, Team Liquid did make one change, actually two changes. Obviously, if you saw the EMEA LCQ, they still had that roster. Leviathan hasn't really changed anything, but they did look pretty decently in Copenhagen. They obviously won against Exed. They had DRX, the DRX and Fnatic game that was very competitive. So possibility they also make this game really competitive. Melsa, Takalila, I think they're probably gonna pop off. Maybe also King as well. But it's pretty hard to go up against Scream, Yampi. Very difficult to go up against these players, which is why I'm actually going to say that Team Liquid is going to win that one. For the winners of who I think is going to first qualify into the playoffs, where Pickems versus Team Liquid, I do think Pickems will win against Team Liquid and advancing itself into the playoffs. Edward Gaming versus Leviathan. Now, I think most people, first of all, I'll just say who I think is actually going to win. I actually think Edward Gaming is going to win this, because I do think China, especially Edward Gaming, they're going to make a big statement on the international stage. They're going to I think some of the games are going to be incredibly competitive. I think they're going to beat Leviathan, and I do think they're going to be a very tough opponent for these teams in Group A, because like I said, there's not a lot of VODs of them, so we can't really. They currently have a look of who to really look out for, what's their strats, how they're going to approach things, what's the strategy and everything. So it'd be incredibly difficult unless they only go for. They only watch like East Asia LCQ, or even if they do scrims. I actually don't know if Edward Gaming are actually going to do scrims. No idea about that. But at the same time, I don't think you should really be overestimating Edward Gaming. So obviously, if you're if you think Edward Gaming is going to make it to at least the top 4, you're a bit crazy. I think like the minimum job that they're going to do is I think they're going to make it to the playoffs, which is why, as a bit of a surprise, I do think Edward Gaming is going to win against Team Liquid. This is just obviously because I just have a bit more faith in Edward Gaming. Team Liquid, they did struggle, I think a tiny bit with their new player, which I'm not really going to say because I'm fucking. They did, I feel like they did struggle a bit with Dimisic. I think actually having Emil as a coach is also pretty good as well. But I do think Edward Gaming is going to win that. So that will be submitted, and that will be my Pickems for Group A. Let's move over to Group B. Group B is very, very interesting. So first up, we got Optic Gaming versus Boom Esports. Now, Boom Esports was the Indonesian team, the first ever Indonesian team to make it to a LAN event. I think that makes so that's like the Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, and now Indonesia has now added the list into of teams in the international stage. Do you think Optic is going to win this? I think Boom might, surprise some people. But that's all I can really have to say about Boom. Z Division versus Loud. Just remember that Z Division will have a new player just to sub in for 10, that being XDL. He currently plays for Scars, which is a Japanese team. I'm not really expecting much from Z Division, I'll be honest, but I think 10. There's like stuff that 10 might be actually in it. Or like he might be in Istanbul, so I'm not too sure. But I do think Loud is going to win that pretty convincingly. I think. Boom Esports versus Z Division. I do think Z Division is going to win this surprisingly. I think Sugar Zero, Laz, I think they're going to pop off. Obviously difficult because Famous, he did a really good job in the LCQ Flip Sister as well. But I do think Z Division would just take the advantage of that. Next up is one of the biggest matches that everyone is looking out for. Optic Gaming versus Loud for a spot in the playoffs. Now, the last time, obviously, they versed each other, Optic won both of them. I do think that's going to continue. I do think Optic Gaming is going to... Actually, no, never mind. I think Loud won one of them, and Optic won two. If I remember correctly. I think so. Yeah. Did they? No, I can't remember. No, I think so. Yeah, so I think Loud won the first one, and it was Optic twice. So, I do think Optic is going to continue their streak of winning against Loud, but I think it's going to be very, very close. And I do think Loud is going to win against A Division. So that's my Pickems for Group B. Group C, Fun Plus Phoenix, Crew, Exit, and Xerxia. I actually can't remember. It's either... I think this one might be maybe the toughest one to think about. Because we already know FPX is easily going to qualify. So if I just... unless unless something big happens. Now, there is stuff about maybe Angel might be a bit late of think FPX. Obviously with him at Turkey. He does have his visa. But I think he might be a bit late. I think it might be because of travel stuff. I think like travel issues, not visa issues or travel issues. I don't know. Which means that they're probably gonna have Rhyme into the lineup. Now, I don't know if that's true. That's just a rumor. That Rhyme might be filling in for Angel at some point. But obviously, if that's the case. It would be a bit more difficult for me to obviously predict these things. Now, Crew, they haven't... they were decent... Actually, they won against Loud. I was in Copenhagen. And that's all they really did. They haven't really impressed me a lot, like they did last year, when they, somehow got... What was it? Third... Was it, fourth place? Third to fourth in Champions. I don't think that's really going to happen again. I do think Fun Plus Phoenix is going to win, but obviously need to consider that Ryan might be in that lineup, so it might be a bit difficult then. But I hope it's not going to be like the Segetsu situation where they almost fumble, almost lost, but they slowly and advanced. Next up, Exit versus Xerxia. Xerxia has not impressed me at all during these LAN events. I can't remember if they've ever gotten a win in these LAN events. I'm not even too sure. Exit, they were decent. They did kind of fell off, but Cryo and Zekken, they were really, really good though. Those were the only standouts. And everyone else Def, BCJ, and Aaron. Oh, so is it Avron? Avron. Aaron. I can't, oh my god, now I can't remember his name now. I know similar to that. It was one of them. They did not impress me at all. Now I think this might be maybe a dark horse match to watch for. I think the rivalry between Surf and Cryer might be really good. I think maybe Scary and Death, that might be also a good matchup as well. I do think X is gonna win this, only by a slim margin. Crew versus Zergia, I do think Crew Sports is gonna win that one. Just like it says, Zergia, they haven't really impressed me at all during this year. FPX versus X, I do think FunPlus Phoenix is gonna win this one. And as a bit of a surprise, I think Crew is going to qualify into the playoffs. Because I have more faith in Crew because, I mean, one, they have a lot more LAN experience, obviously. I mean, they participated in, as of right now, every single LAN or international event that in Masters or Champions. Every single one of them. XZ, however, they kind of struggled last time in Copenhagen. I think it was just because of nerves. I think they're going to be better. But I think Crew has a bit more firepower. I think Kezen's going to pop off. I think Nax is going to pop off. And that's going to obviously have a big impact and a big issue. Especially for XZ. So I do think Crew Sports is going to win against XZ. And that means I'm going to submit my Pickems. And that is my Pickems for Group C. Finally, it is Group D. We have DRX, Furia, Fnatic, and 100 Thieves. DRX versus Furia. Now, we all know what the situation is for DRX. Smoke everyone in the group stage, fall off in playoffs. That's basically how I'm also going to go that as well. So I think they're going to do really well in the groups, which also means that they're going to win against Furia. I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of faith in Furia. I don't think a lot of people even have faith in Furia. I think maybe like the only good thing about Furia is maybe DG's. I think he might actually be a prospect, like a really good player. I think he's going to turn some heads. Maybe even Quick, maybe even Cali even as well. Other than that, no one else. I don't think Nolswear is going to go well as well. I generally don't think Furia is going to do well. Fnatic versus 100 Thieves. Now, obviously Fnatic, I mean, they have the only Turkish player in the tournament, Alpha Ye, which is probably going to help them trying to boost themselves to get into the playoffs to play in front of a home crowd. Because I think I'm pretty sure though that the playoffs, I'm pretty sure they'll be playing in the arena during the playoffs. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong with that. I think it might be for the whole tournament. I think it might be just on the group stage. Well, it might be from the group stage to the grand final. I'm not too sure, but either way, I do think Fnatic is going to win against 100 Thieves. I think it's going to be very close though, but I do think Fnatic is going to just edge it out. Fury versus 100 Thieves, I mean, that's just crazy. I do think 100 Thieves is going to win that one. Fury is just a pretty weak team. I'm sorry to my Brazilian viewers, but I don't have a lot of faith in Furia. DRX versus Fnatic. Now, this might be actually pretty difficult. Because, I mean, both of them have absolute crazy firepower rosters and players. I think the only thing that Fnatic actually did change one thing, which is they added a coach. I think his name like Zik or something, a Russian coach. Or I think he actually used to be a Russian player, I'm pretty sure, in Valorant. But he's now transitioned to a coach, and he'll be also with Fnatic for Champions. And I just have more faith in Fnatic. I just think somehow DRX is going to actually stumble in this match. Just just a little stumble, just going to fall over a tiny bit. And then finally, DRX versus 100 Thieves. Do I really think actually DRX is going to make it to the playoffs? It's difficult in this. I think 100 Thieves are going to turn some heads. I think with their like their new roster, I think they're going to do really well on paper. But the issue is only like, I guess, has Derek gotten international LAN experience with Overwatch? Not too sure. But I think 100 Thieves may actually struggle a bit because only Asuna is the only player I know who actually has LAN experience. Can't remember if Derek has actually had a LAN experience before. I don't think so. I might be wrong actually. I think he might. But I think DRX is gonna make it to the playoffs. However, there is a chance that 100 Thieves may actually make it. Obviously, this is all correct, which is highly unlikely due to my luck and my bad predictions. I think 100 Thieves may actually have a chance of making it to the playoffs. If like Will pops off, Stella that does a phenomenal job in his IGL in, and crap, who's the other one? Oh god, I can't remember the other one. And Bang, there we go. That's the other one I was trying to remember. Bang. Obviously, if they all pop off, then 100 Thieves will definitely make it. But I do think, I mean, like, just looking inwards, coming to this event, I do think DRX is the favorite for that matchup. So, Group D is now being submitted. That is my Pickems. So this is Group A. Just a reminder, I think PaperX and a pretty big surprise, Edward Gaming are going to advance to the playoffs. Even though I do think Edward Gaming are going to struggle during the playoffs because there's going to be a lot of strong teams there, but it'll be very difficult to stop them. Group B, I think is going to be a very easy one. Optic and Loud. I might be like maybe the only easy group to predict. I'm not too sure. Maybe Boom might actually surprise me and actually like make it somehow. Group C, FPX and Crew Esports. I do not think XZ are going to make it. Even if they play well, I still think Crew are actually better than XZ. And finally, Group D, Fnatic and DRX. There's obviously a chance 100 Thieves may actually make it if their players gel very quickly to the LAN experience in the LAN event. So that's really about it for me. Maybe the next one will probably maybe be the power rankings, but just obviously depends. So I'm still not too sure if I'm going to do it with my friend. I just need to obviously double check with that, but I'll let you know. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys on next time in the next one. Goodbye.